No one there. Right, okay guys. So the last day's homework was on page, sorry I have the wrong page open, page 195. So I gave you these three questions here, right, okay. Does anyone need me to do it? Were you able to manage them? Anyone need me to do any part of number, whatever that is, 17? Was it these, any part of number 18? Anyone?
Part 3.
Part 3. What is the speed in kilometers per hour? Right, the speed of the train in kilometers per minute on the outward journey. Okay, distance. Oh yeah, right, so yeah, the speed, sorry, there's someone else there. So speed is equal to distance over time, right? Okay, so how far apart are the stations? What is the speed of the train in kilometers per minute on the outward journey? So basically the outward journey is 20 kilometers, right? And it took them 30 minutes to do it, okay? And they said, sorry, that's so bad writing, 30 minutes to do it, right? And they said, what is the speed in kilometers per minute? Okay, can I just tell you, you'll never be asked for speed in kilometers per minute. So the speed in kilometers per minute is 20 kilometers over 30 minutes, which is 0.6 recurring kilometers per minute. And part 3 then says, same speed, except this time do it in hours. So that's 20 kilometers. So into a calculator, instead of 20, instead of putting in 30 minutes, put in 0 hours and 30 minutes, or a half an hour, okay, and into the calculator with that, and you'll get 40 kilometers per hour. Okay, is that alright? That was a bit?
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's number 18, part 3. Does anyone need me to do any bit of 19?
Can you do 19 part 4, please?
I will. Right, okay, so, sorry. Right, 19 part 4. Okay, the graph shows the distance travelled by a bus and also time taken for a completed journey. The bus started the journey at 12 and finished at 3. Part 3. How far did the bus travel between 1:30 and 3 o'clock? Okay, so how far did the bus travel between 1:30? Sorry, that's not the time. You asked me for part what? 4. That's part 3. Yeah, sorry. Which part did you ask me for?
Part 4, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, my fault. How much time passed when travelling from a point 10 kilometres, right, from the start, 10 kilometres from the start to a point 15 kilometres. So 10 kilometres from the start is from here, right, okay, to 40 kilometres. 40 kilometres is up there. Is that okay? So basically, this is the time here, and this is the time at 40 kilometres. Okay, so you have to figure out, that's 12:30, isn't it? So it's from 12:30. So if I just reduce this, it's from 12:30 at 10 kilometres, and the time at 40 kilometres is 14:30, right? And they wanted to know how much time passed, right? Okay, and the answer is 2 hours. Okay, is that alright? So you just have to do 10 kilometres, find out what time it is, 40 kilometres, find out what time it is, and subtract your times then. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Right, that was number 19. Is that the end of number 19? That was it, wasn't it? Okay, are we all okay with last night's homework? So, right, girls, the next section, okay, it's basically a repeat of the questions on the quadratic graphs that we were doing in the last chapter, okay, except now there's a story attached, okay. So I have a few things written on whiteboards here, but I don't think there's even any need to take them down, so you can just listen to me while I'm talking, right? Okay, so, right, so quadratic, cubic, exponential graphs, basically you'll be drawing them like you were in the last chapter, or you'll be answering questions on them like you were in the last chapter, except now it's before they just said here's a graph, right? Okay, but now they're going to tell you, so instead of you ending up with a graph like that, they're going to tell you this is when you kick the ball, okay? So this is the ball on the ground, right? Okay, so you kicked it at 0 seconds, it went up in the air, up in the air, and came all the way back down, and it was back on the ground at 5 seconds. Is that okay? Something, a story like that. And they might say the height, they might say that is 20 meters. So basically, you started the clock at 0 seconds, you kicked the ball up in the air, it went up as far as 20 meters, and then it stopped and it came back down and it was back on the ground 5 seconds later. So it's just something like that, like a story, okay? Another example I could think of is the number of cars in a car park of an apartment block. Now, so basically, now the scale is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but they're telling you it's from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that means 0, you start at 6 a.m., right, okay, and the last one is 6 p.m., okay, and they'll tell you it goes in hour intervals. So number 1 or 2 hour intervals, they'll tell you that in the question. Number 1 represents 8 a.m., number 2 represents 10 a.m., number 3 is 12 a.m., number 4 is 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., okay, right, and the number of cars, right, okay, might be represented by something like that, okay. So basically at 6 a.m. there was 100 cars in the car park, then the number of cars went down, right, okay, until about 3 o'clock, and then from 3 o'clock on, the number of cars in the car park started increasing again. So, right, there's nothing new in this section, right, it's just there's a story attached. So it might be kicking a ball, or cars in a car park, or a bird swooping for fish, or some story, okay, but there's nothing new here. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to look at question 1 and 2, and I'm going to do those with you, and then I'm going to leave you off to do them, and we'll iron out the problems then on Monday, okay. So on the right, the graph of the function is drawn. Now there's no story attached, this is what we're doing in the last chapter, right, okay. Use your graph to find f of 1, right. So f of 1 is in the bracket, so there's normally an x in the bracket, so basically they're telling me x is 1. So if they're telling me x is 1, they're asking me for y. So you go to the x-axis, you go to number 1 on the x-axis, up or down to hit the graph, right, up in this case, hit the graph, draw a line across, read off the number. So the answer is 6, okay? So when x is 1, y is 6, okay? Find the values for which f of x equals 12. So it's not in the bracket, so the whole of f of x is there. So f of x is another way of saying y. So they're telling me y is 12. So that means if they're telling me y, I have to get them x. So you go to 12 on the y-axis, draw a line across, left or right, take the graph, right in this case. It hits it in 2 different spots, okay. So at the 2 spots it hits it, draw a line down so you can read off the number. So draw a line down there so you can read off the number. Okay, so the numbers are x is 2 and x is 6. Okay, right, now that's probably not drawn very accurately, but we'll just say x is 2 and x is 6. Right? Okay, the equation of the axis of symmetry, if you see that question, leave it out because we haven't done the axis of symmetry, and when we have, we'll sort that question, okay? Now they're changing this to a story. So f of x represents the number of taxis, f of x is y. So up here is the number of taxis in a taxi rank. So there was 1 taxi, 2 taxis, 3 taxis, etc. Right? And across the bottom it says 6 a.m. is from, this is 6 a.m. at the start, right? 0 is 6 a.m. and it stops at 10 p.m. So you just need to change the scale from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 8 a.m., 6 a.m. even, right? And it says go across in 2 hours. So 6 a.m., the next one is 8, then this is 10 a.m., this is 12 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Okay? Right? So change the scale to the times and they'll tell you what to change it to. Right? And then answer the questions. Remember, the number of taxis it's not X and Y anymore. It's the number of taxis and time. So number of taxis is up here, time is across here. And it says, find the number of taxis at 12 noon. So at 12 noon, we know time is across the bottom. 12 was number 3. So you draw a line up, you hit the graph, draw a line across and read off the number of taxis. Okay, so drawing a line across there and read off the number of taxis, I'm saying 15. Okay, is that alright? Then it says the times when there were 14 taxis at the rank. So I know the number of taxis, they're up there. So I have to go to 14 on the number of taxis, draw a line across, hit the graph, draw a line down at the 2 points where it hits the graph. Okay, so this is using my new scale. Oh, there's so many lines there now. This is halfway between 10 and 12. So halfway between 10 and 12 is 11 a.m. right? And this one is halfway between 4 and 6, so that's 5, or no, that's not, it is 4 and 6, that's 5 p.m. Okay, so just using your new scales as opposed to your old scales. Before we had the X and Y, now we have number of taxis and time, right? The number of hours during which there were 10 taxis or more now 10 taxis or more means, right, 10 taxis or more are there's always 10 or more from there, that time, right, which is 10 o'clock until this time, which is 7 p.m. Okay, so 10 or more is right from there, right to there. Okay, right, that's that question. Right, the next question. Okay, the temperature in the greenhouse was measured. Okay, so we have temperature in the greenhouse. Temperature, right, time, right, okay. So this one we don't have to change the scales, they're there for us. Okay, the temperature in the greenhouse was measured every 2 hours starting at 8 p.m. So we started at 8 p.m. This is 8 p.m. right, and finishing at 10 a.m. So this is 10 a.m. and they said every 2 hours. So that's 10 p.m. That's 12 p.m. No, it's 12 a.m. That's 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m. Okay, so do you see we to change the scale from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8 p.m., 10 p.m., 12 a.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m., etc. Right? Okay, write down the coordinates of the points A and B. So A is
why did you change the time at the bottom?
Because they told me, right, so they have the numbers 0 to 7, but they told me T is 0, they told me that was 8 p.m, right, and when T was 7, they told me that was 10 p.m, so they told me in the question to change it, right, and then it said each unit is 2 hours, so that means every one block is 2 hours, so if this was 8 p.m, 2 hours later is 10 p.m, 2 hours later is 12, 2 hours later is 2, do you know what I mean? So that's why I changed it, because they told me in the question. Okay, is that alright? Okay, the graph shows the change in temperature. Write down the coordinates at the point A and B. So A and B, right, is just, what's that, 10 p.m, 7, right, the 7 degrees, and B was B, it was, this is, I can't read my own writing, 6 a.m, right, and the temperature was 3 degrees, so there are your points. show that the points lie in the curve, right, okay, just fill in, yeah, don't mind that. Right, T is the temperature measured in degrees Celsius and T is the time measured in hours. At what time will the temperature be at its lowest? Here, lowest temperature, isn't it? Because temperature is up here. The lowest temperature is here, so just down you go. It's halfway between 2 and 4, so that's 3 a.m. Right? Use the temperature from the graph to estimate the lowest temperature of the greenhouse. Estimate the lowest temperature is less than 1. So it's somewhere between 0 and 1. It said estimate, so I'll go with 0.8, but whatever you think. Right? Okay? And use the temperature equation to find the temperature in the greenhouse at 12 a.m. So 12 a.m. is T is 2 at 12 a.m. So up there, everywhere, see 12 corresponds to T is 2. So in there, put in a 2 and multiply it out in your calculator. Okay, right, girls, they're just weird, right? Okay, and I know I flew through it there, but I don't think you'll get them until you actually do them. So I'm going to ask you to do, where did I write out what I wanted you to do? Here I did. Page 260 to 261, numbers 3, 4 and 5. Right? Page 260 to 261, numbers 3, 4 and 5. Okay? So you can head off and do them, right? And as I say, I know I flew through that there now, right? Okay, because I don't think it's going to make sense until you actually sit down and do them, right? So I'll iron out any problems on Monday. So I'll go through these questions on Monday and we'll talk about them some more. Okay, page 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so you can head off now. Right, okay, bye now. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Bye.